Hey, how's it going, everybody? Happy Saturday. We are closing out an amazing week here on this channel. We passed 200 subs this week, and all of my daily uploads got a great response from you guys. Thank you guys so much for responding so well, and I'm super excited to continue with daily uploads as long as my schedule allows me. Now, most of you guys probably know my normal routine on this channel. Every weekday, I do the top 5 itch.io games of the day, and then on Saturday, I do the top 5 itch.io games of the week from that selection, but I just feel like maybe that's getting a little bit boring for you guys because I just talked about all those games and there's not much variety. So today, I'm going to do the top 10 itch.io games of the day. And I quickly want to mention, if this video is reaching you and you are not yet subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss an upload and we can keep the channel growing. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, we're jumping straight into the top 10 itch.io games of the week, and I just want you guys to remember, just because a game took the number 1 spot for a given day does not mean it's a better game than the number 2 spot for a different day. So this list may contain some surprises, and let's jump straight into it. By the way, I accidentally deleted all my gameplay footage for Monday and Tuesday, so I'm gonna either try to pull that from my previous videos or use the game trailers, so sorry if those look a little weird. Alright, I've delayed this long enough, let's jump straight into the video. Alright, in our number 10 spot, we have a game called MMM by Shackles. This game took our number 3 spot on Friday. It's a 2D gravity-based platformer. So in case you missed Friday's video, here's the premise of the game. It's a 2D platformer where, with the click of the spacebar, you can reverse gravity, but you're only allowed to reverse gravity a finite number of times. Now, there's certain places throughout the level that allow you to grab canisters that give you the ability to flip gravity more than the allocated amount of times. In the end, the goal of this game is to make it to the portal at the end of the level, and it is so much fun. I love the clever, unique idea of this platformer, and I'd highly recommend you guys all go check it out. It is a pretty short playthrough, only 7 or 8 minutes, but it does contain a super fun boss fight at the end, and this is overall just a great game. Alright, moving on to our number 9 spot for the week, we have a game called The Mainframe by Joel, and I still don't know if I'm saying that name right. This took our number 2 spot on Thursday. It's a 3D puzzle game, and in case you missed that video, you drive around as a robot that's plugged into the wall, and there's different power cords and plugs sitting all over the level. You have to solve the puzzle and plug everything into the correct spot in order to power up the device at the end of the level and move on. But here's the catch. The cord that you are plugged into has to factor into the equation somehow, but if you unplug it from yourself, your battery dies. So you have to always be conscious of that power cord and not drive too far to unplug it or accidentally switch it too early. This is a super fun game, and again, it's a bit of a shorter playthrough, but I'd highly recommend it to anybody that loves these 3D puzzle type games, so definitely go check that out. Alright, moving on to our number 8 spot, we have a game called Rogue Bullet by Madbook Studios. Now this game was our number 2 spot Tuesday, and the cool thing about this game is that it combines the bullet mayhem genre with the roguelike genre. So the entire movement aspect of this 2D top-down shooter is a roguelike game. So you have tiles and you can move 1 tile per turn, and every time you move, every enemy gets to move. But it's combined with top-down bullet mayhem real-time shooting. This is a super clever, unique take on 2 different genres that don't often go together, and it is so much fun. As you guys know on this channel, I value unique ideas almost more than anything else when it comes to indie games, and Rogue Bullet accomplishes this masterfully, so definitely go check that game out. Hey guys, Future Sam here. It was at this point in the video where I missed a section of my notes. So in our number 7 spot, we have a game called Strange Key World by GM Share. This took the number 2 spot on Monday. It's another 2D puzzle platformer where on each level you have the keys that you're allowed to press represented on screen, and you can actually use those keys as platforms. But when you are pressing down the key, the platform disappears. So you have to be strategic about which keys you're pressing and when, and how you're going to use the keys on screen to complete the level. There's also different puzzle aspects, such as some keys will come with you when you move from level to level, so you can move them to a different portion of the map and then use them there. This was a super fun game, and I'd highly recommend all of you go check it out. Alright, moving on to our number 6 spot, we have a game called Death is Necessary by Martin Dev, and this is our first number 1 game to pop up on this this list, it took the top spot on Thursday. Now this game is an amazing 2D puzzle platformer where you have a limited number of lives and you have to die in strategic spots, because when you die, your player then becomes a platform that you can use to complete the level. This game is absolutely another amazing, unique idea, and it's executed to perfection. If you guys are a fan of 2D puzzle platformers and you're looking for something unique to spice your gameplay up, this is the game for you. Alright, moving on to our number 5 spot, we have a game called Terminus Dusk by Harbige12. Now this took our number 2 spot yesterday. It's a 2D dungeon crawler twin stick shooter game with an awesome storyline. And the gameplay is also expertly developed. With a bunch of different varying level enemies to fight and rooms to explore, this game smashes it out of the park. If you like dungeon crawler, twin stick shooters, or even just indie games with great stories, I highly recommend you go check out Terminus Dusk. Alright guys, if you've made it this far into the video and you are getting some value, make sure to hit that like button, and if you do have a friend who likes indie games, maybe share it with them as well. Alright, moving on to our number 4 spot, we have a game called The Last Sunshine by Four Eyes Productions. Now this took our number 1 spot on Monday. Now this is a super atmospheric 2D bullet mayhem exploration game where you play as a sun floating around in the middle of an ocean, and you have to fight different types of enemies and bosses and explore the levels. Now over the course of this game, you can level up different abilities and power-ups in order to make your job easier. Now I used this game for my clickbait on Monday and said this game is relaxing and intense at the same time, and there is no better way I can think of to describe this game. The overall atmosphere is totally dark and brooding, and the combat is really intense, but there's also something really serene and relaxing to it. The art style of this game is beautiful, and I'd highly recommend you guys go give it a playthrough. Alright, moving on to our number 3 spot, we have a game called Rupert Reset by Havana24. This game took the number 1 spot Tuesday, and it's a super cool take on a 2D platformer. Now, it's been 5 days, and I still can't figure out what the main character is, but the concept of this game is incredible. So for each level of this game, there's a giant red reset button, and when you press that reset button, everything that's outlined in turquoise goes back to its original position. And you have to use this feature to your advantage in a variety of ways. So for instance, in one level, there's a giant boulder that resets to a position in the sky, and when you hit the reset button at the right time, you can drop it on your enemies. For other levels, there's enemies in certain spots that you can disable and use to your advantage more than one time. This is one of the most unique platformers I have ever played, and I'd highly recommend you go check out Rupert Reset. Alright, moving on to our number 2 spot, we have another super unique 2D platformer known as Other Side. This is a game by Nikita. It took the number 1 spot on Friday, and it's a platformer where your player can exist in one of 2 dimensions. Now each of these 2 dimensions has a unique set of traps and enemies, and even the platforms can be laid out differently from time to time, and you can see the opposite dimension using your mouse at any time. I had trouble explaining this game on Friday, and I'm gonna again today, but basically wherever you click your mouse it sets a respawn point, and when you die you respawn at that point, but in the other dimension. Now this feature can be used to your advantage or to your downfall depending on how you play it. This is one of the most unique and best concepts for a platformer I've ever encountered, and I'd highly recommend you go check out Other Side after this video. Alright, moving on to our number 1 spot, we have a game called Sky. This is a game by Decoded Production. It took our number 1 spot on Wednesday, and it's a 3D relaxing flight simulation game. If you ever played Wii Sports Resort, this game is pretty similar to Island Flyover in the controls, but this game also brings a wonderful story arc and super cool missions to the table. Out of all the games this week, I spent the most time playing Sky because it's super addictive and relaxing. The art style is also really unique, and it makes you feel like you're flying through somebody's sketchbook. If you're looking for a game that is challenging and engaging, but just gives you the ability to totally relax, Sky is the game for you. Alright guys, I think that's gonna about do it for today. Thank you to everybody who watched throughout the entire week, and if you're new here for today, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are interested in keeping up with the community, you can join the Discord. The links will be in the description. And I'll see you guys Monday. Bye.